What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to start on our new project. We just got a 1985 Chevy Suburban 2500. I do have a new cable for it. We're gonna have to throw that in because it's got the good old, there we go. It's got a 383 stroker in it. Looks very stock right now. I did get all new stuff. We're gonna get rid of all the emissions, all the air pump, all the other just junk we don't need in here, and clean this up, make it run better. It does run a little rough. I planned on driving it home, but I noticed it had a pretty good leak. It's the only thing we fixed so far, not on camera. Got some headers. Those are getting changed. I don't like them. Anyways, the transfer case damn near was ready to fall out of the truck. Right where that connection, the transfer case meets the transmission, there was 3 of the 6 bolts holding it in, and the 3 that were in there were finger tight. So I took that all apart, threw a new gasket in it, and put it all back together, just so I was able to drive around and keep the truck moving and not having sit it in the driveway and leaking all over the driveway. But for the most part, the truck is in excellent condition. Well, I wouldn't say excellent. It was it's an Arizona truck before the previous owner, so everything is all original. It's not nothing's been replaced, but the last person that painted it kind of did a horrible job. I don't know how well you can tell, you know, there's white here, there's a whole bunch of mist paint here, like around the doors, some big old cracks, and the worst of the paint is this tailgate. It just looks so bad. Definitely they should have wrapped the white all the way around with it. I will probably at least have that done. I wanted to do a whole overland build, but thinking about it, this truck is just too clean, too solid. There's no rust on the frame or anything, so I think the plan is to basically resto mod, restore it, make it clean. I'll probably have it repainted, but pretty much do the same paint job. Yeah, you know, not bad. Got it for an okay price. Got a big old winch bumper, 10,000 pound Warn winch. You know, got a lot of things, small things. Headlights got to be fixed. The full tune up. None of the blinkers work, but that's what we're going to work on today, is the blinkers, so that way we can drive this down the road and be legal ish. So I already started. I pulled the horn off the steering wheel. Planned on taking it all apart the other day and realized I couldn't get the steering wheel off, so I had to order a puller kit. And actually Amazon said my new steering wheel should be here today, because this steering wheel is obnoxiously large. I think it's like a 16-inch steering wheel. And then also with the ratio of the steering box in here, it's 4 turns from lock to lock, and it's too much. So smaller steering wheel. Eventually I'll probably upgrade the box or change it to a closer ratio steering box, and hopefully that would make it a lot easier, not sawing at the steering wheel all the time. As far as interior goes, got the nice big old bench seat, and it's really not too bad a condition. Air conditioner needs some work. He said it worked, everything, you know, it kicked on, turned over, everything like that, but it didn't blow any cold air, so I think it just needs a recharge. I did get a new headlight switch too, because they work, I think, Yeah. Yeah, we got light there, light there. I think all the headlights work. But since I was already in there, yeah, okay, so headlights work. Ooh. We gotta fix those in there. All crooked and falling around, and this one is definitely not attached to anything. Let's see if we got high beams. Oh yeah, that would be oh yeah, I have no dash lights either. So that's why I got the new headlight switch. Hopefully that all ties in and I can figure that out. I guess let's just get into it. Let's get the steering wheel off. Let's get these switches done and see where we come out at. All right, so we have our new parts here. We got a new stick for the switch, just because the other one looks like crap. This is nice, all black. New headlight switch, just because hopefully that will tie into my dash lights, and hopefully that works. And then here's my new multi-switch, and yes, I got a Grant steering wheel. So here's the installation kit for that. I need to get that in there too, and the steering wheel should show up by the end of the day. At least that's what Amazon says. Hopefully they do. It's way too hot in the truck, so try and get some airflow. I think this is the coolest thing ever. Windows down. Love that. That's so cool. You don't get that on newer vehicles. Stuff that works. Just before I bought this, I actually had a 2018 GMC Sierra, and I bought it with 54,000 miles. And by 57,000 miles, I put a transmission in it. By 60,000 miles, it needed a second transmission, and the rear end was going, the motor, it just garbage. Pure garbage. I will not buy a newer vehicle ever again. So I sold that, took a loss on it, and then I went and bought this thing. Yes, I understand this needs work. At least this is fixable by just your average person in the middle of nowhere with minimal tools. I'd much rather own something like this too. It just has much bigger cool factor, at least to me. I'm sure a lot of you agree. Back to it. Now we got some airflow in here. These set up like this, but it's not lining up with that center post. So I'm gonna play around with this and try and get this lined up there. All right, so as you can see, got it lined up. Got that center hole right there. As you can tell, this thing isn't really, even though it's a steering wheel puller, clearly not meant for these older vehicles, but we're gonna make do with what we got. Cool thing about old trucks, all kinds of stuff to clip your camera to. Fairly easily. Ah, there we go. Very simple. All right, so that little plastic piece was first. That was pretty simple. Basically, I just stuck my knife in there, opened up the tab and peeled it back. In here, basically what you gotta do is be able to push this down, and if you can see in here, well, there's a little like C-clip in there. So I'm gonna have to, my kit didn't come with the piece I need. It's like a little fork that goes here, screws on here, pushes this down so you can pull that clip out. I do not have that, so I'm going to see if I can come up with a quick, easy way to hold this down and get that clip out. If not, I'm going to probably run to the store and see if I can find the kit. As for the handle itself, that's fairly simple to remove. Basically, you just pull on it and it should pop out. I literally just did it 2 seconds ago just to make sure I didn't look like an idiot on camera, but yeah, there we go. That's what it looks like. Pretty simple. Like I said, this thing was pretty much junk. It's just ugly. The nice new black one will look way better in here. That can go over there. So my buddy Jason just gave me a hand. He was able to push down on that enough that I was able to pry the ring out. I didn't need to go buy the tool, which is awesome, helps. But if you don't have a friend to help you, you're probably gonna have to go get the tool. Very much a pain. Now all this just comes out, and then that pops off. Make sure not to lose a spring in there. Be careful, don't lose this spring either. And then it's just a couple of Phillips screws, and that whole unit will come out, and then we have to pull a part down here and unplug it, and then we'll be able to feed the whole wiring harness up and put our new piece in. All right, now that we got everything loose in here, took out all the screws, the hazard just had a screw in the end of it. You can just pull that out, but be careful, there's a spring, don't lose that. Make sure you unplug your battery, because I ended up setting the 4-ways off and the horn a couple times for no reason. Now that all this is loose up here, we need to get to these wires down here. We're gonna get rid of this little bracket. Got that out of the way. Was able to start feeding it up a little bit, and I got a little room with the steering column, but don't have a whole lot of space to get anything through here, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull the whole support bracket off and then try and feed it out. With that bracket off, I was able to pull this down a little bit and get it fed up into here, but it's still getting stuck and I can't pull it in or out at this point. Finally got it apart. I ended up just cutting it because it was actually wrapped around all these other wires for the actual switch. Quite aggravating. So that's garbage now. All right, so it was actually fairly easy sliding this down through. Once I got all the wires organized, so they weren't wrapped in each other, that went down no problem. Just a little finagling, making sure you have everything lined up and putting it back in. Now I'm just going to throw the 4 screws in that hold this base down, and then we will start adding everything on the way out. All right, so that wasn't kind of a little bit of pain in the butt, trying to get everything to flip nicely along with holding this tab still here. As you can see, there's still play even with just my finger, but it does go to all the positions. I guess let's stick the handle in there and make sure it still does. Fairly simple here. Just look for the little nub right there. That'll feed in. I guess we're going to be ordering some new parts. Where this handle lines up, it's too much slop in there. I can get it to go one way, but it won't go the other. Alright, well, while we're waiting on some parts, I'm just going to close the video out here, and you'll just have to watch the next video and find out if we ever get the blinkers and steering wheel back on. Stay tuned, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and have a great day, guys.